Kings in Cheektowaga for 18-year-old James Adamski.
There was no big argument or anything, or he didn't have it tough in the house or in school and anything. He was a perfect child. He was a father's dream.
From all accounts that we're aware of, he was a super friendly guy, well-liked in high school. He was walking with this girl down Transit, and then they split ways. He continued to walk down Transit, and then she went her other way. It's right near a railroad tracks there, and it was off the road. It was in a kind of a wooded area. The body was found in a shallow grave with twigs and leaves on top of it. He was beaten. The official cause of death was blunt force trauma, and they decided to use that $10,000 for reward money for information about this homicide. Unfortunately, we've only had 2 leads since 2017, and both of those leads didn't really go anywhere. His mother and his father have both since passed away, and while they were living, they were never given closure.
We want the family to know that in no uncertain terms, the case will remain open until we find the person responsible.
18-year-old high school student James Adamski lived with his family on View Court in Cheektowaga in Erie County, New York. He loved art and bowling. He loved Halloween, loved having fun with his friends. He's the type of person who would give you the shirt off his back just so you'd have a shirt. On October 30th, 1982, James was dressed in a costume that he called the American Gigolo look. He was going to a Halloween party at the 5 and 23 bar on Transit Road in Depew, New York. Before he left the party, James kissed his younger brother, Andy, on the forehead and told him, "Have a good time trick-or-treating, kid." That was the last memory Andy would have of his brother. In the early morning hours of October 31st, 1982, James left the crowded Halloween costume party. He had a few drinks before he left the bar with a girl on foot, south on Transit Road. He was last seen walking along Transit Road near Broadway around 3:30 a.m. When James didn't come home that morning, his mother knew that something was wrong because it was very uncharacteristic behavior for him. Weeks went by without any signs of James. Then on December 26, 1982, 4 miles from where James was last seen, a couple of rabbit hunters found his body under leaves and twigs in a wooded area west of Ransom Road. James, still wearing his Halloween costume, had been beaten to death with some kind of blunt instrument. He had numerous wounds from blows to his forehead. Dozens of people that knew James were interviewed, as well as people that were at the party that night. But no suspects have emerged. He had no known enemies. Investigators did learn, however, that James did get into an argument at the bar that night, but they deemed that not to be related to his murder. It is unknown if someone picked up an inebriated James as he staggered down the road on Halloween morning. His clothes were sent for DNA analysis. That has been a dead end as well. Also, the bar that James went to the party at has been closed for a numerous amount of years. Investigators ask that anyone with possible information about the case contact the Lancaster Detective's Office at 716-683-2800, extension 137.
Due to the violence of this crime, we would love for nothing more than to give closure to them and put somebody away that needs to be put away. I am pleased with anyone who saw something that evening, who may know something about this case, to please come forward